Do you want to understand something about authority? Maybe this will open the eyes of people who reject Jesus. If you want to have a man above you. So, what happened with Adam and Eve? Adam and Eve were in a perfect place. Through deception, the devil got to her, somebody that was under an authority. And then Adam, who was the authority, rebelled, and all creation under him, all that he actually had over him as an authority, or under him as an authority, fell with him. So the entire earth. And here we are living in this place where everything dies, everything has been corrupted. That's what this place is. Okay? So that's the system we're in. Now, what does Jesus offer? Jesus did everything right. He came here. He did not sin. This is what's important. So, again, remember, they were in a perfect place, and even the tree looked good, but within it, it contained death. So he came here looking like this place in a body that could die, but within him, he has life. Okay, he has something spiritual. And so when we decide to say, you know, I want to go where he's going, I want to go back to the garden. This is why he's the only way. He's the only one who's never sinned. So there's lots of different religions out there that are under men, but they've all sinned. So that's just like Adam. And so anybody that's under their authority, well, they're going to die, and there's nowhere else for them to go except for hell, because those people, if they did not have Jesus, then they, went to hell. So if you put some man over you that did not live a sinless life, and the only person who could do that is God. He can come here. He came in the flesh and looked like a representation of this, and he had to die. He had to put to death the system. He had to come as a man because man was given dominion. So he had to have the dominion. He got the dominion by putting on this meat suit, because man was given the meat suit. So he came here. He did not sin. He was tested by the devil in the wilderness. He passed the test. Okay. And then he is dying for all of us. And if you make him your authority, you will go where he went. Just like Eve and all the animals and the whole darn earth went where Adam went. So if you've been rejecting Jesus Christ and thinking you know everything, and you want to be your own authority, or you are of some other religion and you want to make a religion made by man your authority, well, then you're going to go where fallen man goes, because it can't go anywhere else, because they're fallen. They're in the fallen state. See, Jesus, he died, he rose again. He's not in the fallen state. He is now in the state that we were in the garden. And so when we follow him, when we leave this world through death, then we go where he went. We are like him. So think about that. And yeah, you have to have him come into you. And guess what he's made? He's made you a new creature. You are not like you were. Just like Adam and Eve, they became something else. They became something that was corrupted because of what they did. So when you take him in and you believe in him and you ask forgiveness of your sins and you really believe in him, you make him your authority, you actually change, believe it or not. You become a new creation. You actually become a different type of human, because you've been changed from the inside. So just like Jesus was here, he had life like forever, eternity in him, though he had this meat suit like we have. So when you truly take him in, you change. So I know that lots of people have known a lot of religious people, and they haven't really changed. So they just say they're Christians, but they don't seem to contain him, and they probably don't, because that is what religion does. It's man-made. And they try to mix what's man-made with God. And that's not the truth. Okay, what they're doing is following some man. And usually you can see it, they'll tell you. And that's why, like, the whole structure of what they've tried to do, even with the denominations and whatnot, is for you to put yourself purposely under the authority of some man instead of Jesus. Well, let me tell you something. Don't put your faith in man. I don't care how good he is or how great he seems. Don't put yourself under man, because that's just like Adam, putting yourself under somebody who has sinned. You only put yourself under Jesus. That's your authority. Somebody might be an overseer. That doesn't mean they're your authority. Okay? There's one authority, Jesus. An elder is a person who is also just like an overseer. A deacon is like an overseer, making sure people are really in the faith and they really are still under Jesus's authority. So religion has taught you different. So understand this. Choose Jesus. Ask him to help you. You're not capable of being good without him. So you have to ask him to come in and change you, make you a new creature. And then you have the capability within you to change. And you will, little bit at a time. And so you might have known a lot of people who call themselves Christians, but maybe they're Christian in name only and they haven't really changed. So it doesn't matter what someone says. If they are not a new creature, they are not a Christian. So they didn't really make Jesus their authority. So that's just the way it is. We have to understand that if Jesus is not our authority, truly, in our heart, mind, body, soul, then we are not new. And so he's making a new heaven and new earth for this new creation. Does that make sense? That's why we're getting a new heaven and new earth, because we don't want this earth where everything dies. So we want the original one, where everything lives forever. So pray to Jesus. Ask forgiveness for your sins. Because guess what? If you don't, you're going to the place where people go that keep their sins. That's what it is. And, I don't think anyone really wants that. So seek the truth. What you reap, you will sow. Or what you sow, you will reap. So if you sow for Jesus, and you sow to be forgiven, and you sow faith, and you sow that he's your authority, and you really, really did sow that seed, it's going to grow, and it's going to produce for you everlasting life. Think about that.